Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news, and we're going to be talking about the right back scenario at Manchester United, which seems to go from one right back to the other. We've had a final bid apparently gone in for Wan Bissaka. We'll be talking about that in a moment, but Max Aarons has been linked to United. The Napoli fullback has been linked to United. Cancelo, Meunier, you've got to consider them. And obviously we've got me on the right. I've been linked to Manchester United, but that's all a big joke. That's a big joke, that one. Don't take it seriously. It does say lie sports. That means it's a lie. It's a joke. It's a bit of banter to try and calm down the toxicity that floats around Manchester United at the moment. I had my rant last night. I'm moving past it. We go again. So this is the situation with Manchester United at the moment, and we've got a sort of highlight of the three bits of story here. But let me start off with Aaron Wan Bissaka, Manchester United right back potentially. Played for the under-21s last night and scored an own goal. So apparently he's shit again. But the reality is he's a good right back, and are Manchester United in for him? I mean, I felt for a long time that we weren't. I actually think that we are, but then it wouldn't surprise me if it turns out we're not. But the latest is coming from the Evening Standard in London, and they're basically saying that Manchester United have gone in with a third bid for Wan Bissaka, and it could well be a final bid. Now, the way we understand these bids, and we are talking about media speculation here, so it's not fact, it's not from United, but the first bid for Manchester United, if you look at the headlines on the right-hand side, and they all come from Sky. Two of them come from @Sky Cave, who is a reporter for Sky, and one of them comes from Sky Italy in the middle. But if you start at the bottom there, Manchester United are determined to sign Aaron Wan Bissaka. That was on the 10th of June. This shows you how long this deal has been being worked on, if it's been worked on. The 10th of June was 9 days ago. 9 days ago, United were determined to get Wan Bissaka. 9 days later, we still haven't got him. But the order of the bids were this: £40 million, but it wasn't £40 million. It was 25 with 15 million in add-ons. The second bid was £50 million, but it was actually £35 million with 15 million in add-ons. This third and potentially final bid is meant to be 40 or 45 million pounds up front with 5 million in add-ons. So many people feel that will be enough because Crystal Palace are going to get 40 or 45 million pounds in their Sky Rocket pocket, and then they get 5 million in add-ons. The first couple of bids had 15 million pounds in add-ons, so whether it was 40 or 50, Crystal Palace were only going to get 25 or 35 million. So there's a feeling that this will be the final bid from Manchester United, and it will be the bid that gets him home. And to be honest with you, we've had a lot of evaluations around Aaron Wan Bissaka. We've had 70 million, 60 million. To be honest with you, if we get him for 50 million, whatever the add-ons are, I think it's not a bad deal for Manchester United. I think it's not a bad deal at all. So that's the situation with Wan Bissaka. Apparently a final bid's gone in. It's either 40 or 45 million straight to Crystal Palace with add-ons to take it up to 50 million. Which, you know, I think many of us would feel that is quite reasonable. But as you see there, as we go through those headlines, you've got Aaron Wan Bissaka on the 10th of June. Manchester United are determined to sign Aaron Wan Bissaka. Last night, on the 18th of June, you've got Manchester United have contacted Napoli about right back Alced Hasic. I can't even get his name right. Albanian right back Hasic, I call him. Plays for Napoli, can play right back and left back. 25 years of age. Very good. Very good fullback. Very, I suppose, consistent. Defensively sound, lovely on the ball, can get forward and backwards, can play right and left back. Not a glamorous signing. I remember us being linked to him last summer under Mourinho. Not a glamorous signing, but a very good signing with a good level of experience and defensively good, but can get forward as well. I think Cancelo is 24 or 25 at Juventus. Apparently he's going to Man City, although Man City have just renewed Kyle Walker's contract. The thing about Cancelo is he can play left back and right back, but he can also play right wing and left wing because he's good going forward. Defensively, he's a little bit suspect. Hasic is an all-round, very proficient, good right back, and he would be a good signing for Manchester United. And of course, all these players are better than Ashley Young. All of these players are better than Ashley Young, including this lad. He's better than Ashley Young as well. But as we go back to real life, he would be a good signing. But it's coming from Sky Italy. I don't think we're in for him at all. It came out literally about 20 minutes after Wan Bissaka had scored the own goal. We were linked to this lad. So I don't think there's anything in it. But the top headline today, Manchester United stepping up their pursuit of Norwich City right back Max Aarons. Again, it's another right back. So we're determined to get Wan Bissaka and we're putting third bids in. But now the same person who reported that, it's the second time he's linked us to Max Aarons. So it's not even like you've got BBC saying we're after Wan Bissaka, the Marzio saying we're after Max Aarons. It's the same reporter saying we're after the two right backs. And this is where United fans get frustrated and confused. Now, I actually think my interpretation of this is that we're after Aaron Wan Bissaka, but we're feeding it out that if we don't get Aaron Wan Bissaka, this is who we're going to go for. And then it makes Crystal Palace think, oh, we better go for what Manchester United want to offer. So I think it might just be manipulation of the situation to speed Crystal Palace up. Having said that, do Crystal Palace actually need to sell Wan Bissaka? They're not desperate for money anyway, so would that tactic work? On the subject of Max Aarons, who plays for Norwich City and is a right back, only 19 and a half, played 41 times for Norwich last season, so very much their right back, was named Young Player of the Year for the league, not for Norwich, for the whole of the Championship. He was named Young Player of the Year, which is very, very good for a right back to do that. I said this morning that if United were to get Max Aarons for around £20 million and not get Wan Bissaka, I actually wouldn't have a problem with it, because I actually think that, yeah, Wan Bissaka's the better right back at the moment, but Max Aarons is just about to go in the Premier League with Norwich, and I think in 2 years' time he might be the better right back. I don't know as much about Max Aarons as I do Wan Bissaka, but what I do know about him is that he's a very proficient right back again. He can get forward, defensively he's good, very energetic, because Norwich do play with fullbacks that really do bomb forward. And, you know, he's a good signing. But I think the thing with Wan Bissaka is he does have that 2 years on Max Aarons. He does have that Premier League experience. He's had about 18 months in the Premier League, Wan Bissaka. So obviously Wan Bissaka's the better signing, and I think if you're giving me the choice, I'd rather go for Wan Bissaka, but there's nothing wrong with Max Aarons. But I do also think that this, at the moment, I think there's five. Wan Bissaka's the favourite. Then you've got probably, I don't know, and then you've got four other options. Max Aarons, Heisage at Napoli now, Meunier and Cancelo. And I think we will sign one of those players, and it probably still will be Wan Bissaka, but it's a very elongated process, very elongated, and you can see it there. Like the 10th of June was when that first tweet went out about Wan Bissaka, and we're getting nearly 2 weeks to that now. 9 days ago. 9 days we've been messing around trying to sort a right back, and we're going to run out of time. This is the thing. There is a deadline. There is a transfer deadline day, and we are spending too long trying to sort the right back out. And the thing that irritates me is I saw something today about how much Alexis Sanchez earns a week, and it's just under £400,000 a week. Plus, he gets loyalty bonuses on top. So we're paying Alexis Sanchez £400,000 a week, which over a month is 1.6 million a month, which means in 5 months, or 4 months actually, he's earned over £5 million. Alexis Sanchez has earned over £5 million in 4 months. We are negotiating in the most important transfer window for Manchester United over £5 million. And yet we are paying somebody who does nothing for that amount of money over 4 months. And this is taking too long. Like, we're not negotiating from, Crystal Palace don't want 90 million and United have offered 20, and it takes 2 weeks to start moving closer and closer and closer. Crystal Palace want 50 million. United are basically offering 50 million, but with add-ons. It really is that simple to go, I don't understand why it takes 9 days. It should take 9 minutes. We want 50 million outright. We want to give you 30 million with 20 million add-ons. We want 50 million outright. All right, we'll give you 40 million with 10 million add-ons. No, we'll take 45 with 5. Done. Done. Deal done. But we've not even moved to beyond that yet. So it's a little bit slow. And it's a little bit surprising, because I actually don't think... I think a right back is important for United, because Ashley Young's terrible, but I don't think it's the priority. I think centre back, right winger, midfield, they're the priority positions, but we are focusing on the right back position very, very much so at the moment. Do you still believe we're going to get the targets needed? We've had a long enough now, says Stephen McDonald. I think after my vent last night, I do think that I feel a bit better today, and I do think United will get some deals done. I don't think we're going to get them done for July the 1st, and I think that was the initial frustration with a lot of us, is that we wanted it done. I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of people on holiday at the moment. There are a lot of tournaments going on as well, like Copa America's going on. Obviously, the Under-21s is going on. The African Nations Cup is just about to start as well. And a lot of people are on holiday, so it's difficult. It is difficult. I think we will get the deals done, and I'm still going to try and be positive again, even though I was very pissed off yesterday. I'm still going to be positive and hope that we get it done, because I think that's just the way to be. Try and laugh at it, I suppose, is the way forward. But the right-back situation does need to be resolved, and I suppose this is what we're up against as well. I mean, that's the whole point of putting those headlines up there. When you look at the top headline with Max Aarons and you look at the bottom one with Wan Bissaka, that's from the same reporter at Sky Sports saying that. So, like, how are we supposed to believe, what's going on when you get, like, United... I don't believe United are negotiating for more than one right back, because we're not even negotiating for centre backs and right wingers and midfielders at the moment. Everything's around Wan Bissaka. So, and United are very much one deal at a time. I was saying this today. What annoys me about Manchester United is we know the next announcement. We know the next announcement from United. It's not going to be a transfer. It's going to be the signing of Wan Mata. The next big announcement United do is going to be, we're delighted to announce that Wan Mata's signed a 3-year contract. But we already know this because United are like a sieve. Everything leaks through it. So we know that Wan Mata's getting a new contract. We heard it yesterday from various media outlets. United, over the next couple of days, or maybe next week, that's the next announcement. They'll say Wan Mata signs a new contract, and we'll all go, I was annoyed about it 2 days ago, now I'm just not interested. And that's what happens with United. Happened with Fred, happened with Pogba, happens with every signing. We know we're signing these players days, sometimes weeks before they do, which is why I predicted on Monday that this week was going to be a quiet week for Manchester United, because I couldn't see a deal coming. If we are working on Wan Bissaka, even when we agree it, he ain't going to be unveiled because he's over in Italy playing, so that's not going to get unveiled. They're clearly not working on any other deals until they get Wan Bissaka done. So when Wan Bissaka's done, we'll hear that we're working on another deal, but that's not going to happen this week, is it? So it's slow. It is slow. And it does need to speed up a bit. Napoli paying Manolas release clause, Koulibaly leaving, says Pack 376. Well, look, I'll have a look into that. It's very interesting about Koulibaly. There's links that Man City are going to go for Koulibaly because they don't want a bidding war with Maguire. Who's getting the better deal there then? There's also links that Man City are going to, from a journalist today, saying that Bruno Fernandes will replace Gundogan at Manchester City. Now, my theory on this, from discussions I had with someone last night, is that Manchester United are not signing midfielders like Tielemans or Bruno Fernandes because they're hoping that they can get Paul Pogba to stay. And that is why they've kept Wan Mata in case Pogba stays, but they lose. Well, basically, I've explained that badly. So, United are not doing deals on people like Yuri Tielemans and Bruno Fernandes. They're keeping them on the back burner whilst they try and convince Paul Pogba to stay. But the concern is, by the time they've convinced Pogba to stay in early July, Tielemans and Bruno Fernandes might have moved elsewhere, which is why they've kept Wan Mata, so that they've got... Because if Mata walks out the door as well, they've lost Mata, they've lost Tielemans, they've lost Fernandes. So they're keeping Mata in case, whilst they're trying to keep Pogba, the other players don't get annoyed and go and sign for somebody else. I mean, this is... If that is true, and I hope it isn't, but if that is true, and as of now I think it is true because the evidence is there, we're not working on deals, then this was always the fear with United fans, is that we are so slow at working on transfers and we clearly aren't multitasking. You haven't got somebody working on Wan Bissaka, somebody working on the centre-back, someone working on Bruno Fernandes. It appears everything's on Wan Bissaka, and then we'll do that deal, then we'll sell Lukaku, then we'll get a centre-back, then we'll get a midfielder. And it's August, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, it don't matter, there's always next year. Ollie, we've got you Wan Bissaka, a centre-back, and we nearly got you a midfielder. We didn't get you two, and we didn't get you a right winger. But we've been working on those deals, and United do need to multitask, and at the moment they're clearly not. And that's the problem. I did see Wan Bissaka's own goal. I didn't watch all of that game. I've got better things to do, like watch Love Island. I'm joking, but I didn't watch all of the game. I did see bits of it. Apparently Henderson played very well in goal. It's under 21 football. I mean, I don't think you learn a lot from international football, so I don't think you're going to learn a lot from under 21 football. But Reality is he made a mistake. It doesn't make him a bad right back. It doesn't make him a bad right back at all. I mean, that is the element. That is the absolute example of flip-flop football, isn't it? He scores an own goal and everyone says he's crap. Apparently, Woodward rejected the offer for Director of Football Stephen Walsh, says Kartik Pandey. Well, you should have watched the show last night because we spoke about that 24 hours ago. How do you become a United Stand member, says Simon Farrar. If there is I can see it on my screen, it says join. So if you've got the option to join, you can join. It might not be available in every country. Inter can't afford to play Lukaku 70 million, says Giorgio. Well, I said this morning. Look, I'll say this now. Please do smash a like on the video, everyone. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes while we're live. I don't always do a video at this time, so if you like it at this time, do like. And also, I've just seen in the top, just above my head, it's not a halo. Some people think there should be, but there's not a halo. It's the subscriber count. 475,000 subscribers. We've hit that. So big thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribing if you are new. Bottom right hand corner. I can categorically, truthfully tell you that we are looking at August the 8th, which is a Thursday. We're certainly sorting out venues at the moment for United Stand members, 500,000 subscriber, whatever you want to call it, Part A. We're going to get DJs, special guests, celebrity guests. It's going to be a really good night. So make sure you subscribe. And if you have subscribed, please do share, because we are going to open out tickets for that very, very soon, where you can apply for tickets. So really excited about that. So smash a like and make sure you do subscribe. The sooner we get to 500,000, the better. Can't have £500,000 party without hitting 500,000 subs, can you? But on Romelu Lukaku, look, he wants to go to Inter Milan. Apparently, he said that out of respect, he's not going to force a move. Well, mate, you couldn't not force a move to Manchester United out of Manchester United anymore. Like, really. But it's the most effort I've seen from Lukaku all season trying to get out of the club. But Inter Milan, it's not a secret that Inter Milan have been linked to Lukaku for a long time, and for most of this transfer window there's been a lot of talk about Inter Milan not actually having the money to sign Romelu Lukaku. Now, if that is the case, they can only offer players. Now, United would want Skriniar, and I agree with that. Skriniar is the best option. He's a centre-back. He's probably one of the certainly top 10 centre-backs in the world. You could argue he's not far off the top 5, exactly what United need. But I don't know whether he wants to leave Inter, and I don't think Inter Milan want to sell him. We don't want Perisic, fine. Icardi for me is the interesting one, because if Inter Milan can't afford the 60 or 70 million pounds, I'd want the money as well. I've got to say, I like Icardi, but I'd like the money, because you might not want to get a centre forward. You might want to spend that money elsewhere. But if it comes down to the fact that Inter Milan can only give us 30 million and a player, then we've got to take a player. We can't just say, forget about it, Inter Milan, we're going to keep Lukaku. That's not an option. 1, he wants to go. 2, we know he's not good enough for how we want to play. So it's in our court then. What player do you take from Inter Milan? And for me, you take Icardi. Icardi is 10 times better than Rashi. He is. I'm sorry, maybe he does come with baggage. I'm fed up of people talking about baggage, by the way, and bad attitude. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody deserves a second chance in life, and not everybody's bad attitude at one club continues at another. Has Luis Suarez bitten anyone at Barcelona? No, he hasn't. Was he a shithouse at Liverpool? Yes, he was. Anybody can change, and I think Icardi is such a good striker. I've spoken about him on this channel for so many years. I like Icardi. I don't care whether you do or not. That's your opinion, but I really do like Icardi. And I have to question this. I said it this morning on Twitter, so I'm sorry if anyone follows me on Twitter, but what I said is, when you look at the decision-making of Manchester United since Mourinho's gone in 6 short months, we've renewed Ashley Young's contract. We've given out Phil Jones a 5-year contract. We've given Chris Smalling a contract, and we've given Wan Bissaka a 3-year contract, or a 2-year contract. And make it 5 stars. We're refusing a Cardi-Lukaku swap deal. Like, those 5 decisions are a catalogue of shit decisions. They are. Keeping Ashley Young, new contracts for Young, Smalling, Jones, Mata, and refusing Lukaku for a Icardi swap. Look, whatever you think about Icardi, he's better than Lukaku, and he's way better than Rashford. And he's always going to be better than Rashford, because he's a top striker. And Rashford can be a top striker, but I don't think he's going to hit that level. I think 2 years ago I thought Rashford might. I don't think he will now. I think Rashford has the potential to be, maybe be as good as an Andy Cole or a Teddy Sheringham or an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but Icardi is a step above that, and we should be looking at that, in my opinion. So that's 5 bad decisions. Now, either they're bad decisions from our manager, which is worrying, or they're bad decisions from the board overruling our manager, which is even more worrying because they're overruling the manager. So it is a bit worrying. It is a bit worrying about that. But a Cardi for Lukaku, look, I'd swap a cardigan for Lukaku. I would. I'd swap a holy cardigan, not holy, like it's got holes in it, for Lukaku. So I'm definitely going to swap a Cardi for him. Thanks for the contribution, Rob Davidson. And Gerard Twomey says, I'm sure Max Aarons has a very bright future, but 2 championship signings is a joke, surely. Well, yeah, I do get that. In fact, I'm going to come back to that. Brandao says, Ndembele and Didi, if Pogba leaves. Also, Issa Diop can be a good signing. He was brilliant before he got hurt last year, and Icardi is the best finisher in the world, in my opinion. Great player. I love Icardi, Brandao. What I would say about Issa Diop is that I don't necessarily think that he is better than Eric Bailly or potentially Axel Tuanzebe. I really don't. I think Tuanzebe has the potential to be even better than Diop. And that brings me back to what we were talking about there from Gerard about Max Aarons. I think Max Aarons could be a better right back than Wan Bissaka in 2 years, but at the moment, Wan Bissaka is a better right back. But we're all forgetting what I spoke about in March. And some people agreed and some people didn't, because Thomas Meunier is not a glamorous right back, is he? But I believe in Delot. We've got a 20-year-old right back there who I think can be better than Wan Bissaka and Max Aarons. But Ollie seems to have given up on him. Like, spending 50 million on Wan Bissaka, basically, what does that do to Delot? Does he just become nothing? I think he has the potential to be a very, very good right back. And I was very pro signing Thomas Meunier at 28, experienced right back, who plays at right back and supports Delot's development. And I was all for that. But we seem to be going down this, let's go and buy a young right back when we've already got one. And there is a part of me that thinks, well, that's a real waste of money. And has Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in the short time he's been in the job, given Delot a fair crack of the whip? I don't think that he has, but it's all about opinion. Ole's the manager, and as long as he's making the decisions, that's what I hope is the case, as I said. But I've got to be honest, 5 of his decisions in 5 months or 6 months have been bad decisions on his contract renewals, and hopefully that will stop. I'd rather play the youth over 90% of the current squad, says Michael Pedley. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you there. I really wouldn't. I think that some of our youth is very, very good. And as I said, with regards to Manchester United, and that's the thing that's bothered me the most about the Wan Mata deal, is that it's because I believe that the Wan Mata deal stunts people like Angel Gomez and Tahith Chong, who are definitely ready to be playing for Manchester United now, literally now. So, yeah, I do agree with you on that one. But, for anybody who's joining us a little bit late, let me just give you a little bit of an update. The story is this, that Manchester United have apparently gone in with a third and final bid for Wan Bissaka. It's 40 or 45 million pounds up front with 5 million in add-ons. I think if Crystal Palace don't accept that, we should walk away, because we can't be going above 50 million pounds for him. But as you can see on the screen there, the second, from the same reporter, that we are interested in Max Aarons, who is the right back for Norwich City, who is a 19-year-old. So everything's about the right back at the moment. I'm interested in that. I don't want Ashley Young to ever play for United again. So buying a right back, it's a win-win situation. But I've got to say that I'm still like, who's the centre back we're after then? Who's the midfielders that we're after? I mean, I've got to be honest with you. A right back's very important, a centre back's very important, and a right wing is very important. But where are games won and lost? The midfield. And our midfield is, I just do not rate that midfield. I think United and Ollie are overhyping Scott McTominay. I do. I think he's got the potential to be a sort of utility bench player, but I think they think he's going to be like a first teamer. And that really worries me that they're overhyping him. I also think they're overhyping Matic, who's clearly going to be a first teamer next season, and he's crap. Pogba could walk out the door. Pereira really probably should be sold. And Fred's the big unknown. And we're not moving for anybody else at the moment. So that midfield area is the one that's stressing me out the most, because there's good players out there. Like Bruno Fernandes is available. Rabiot's available, Ndombele is available, Thomas Partey is available. There's lots and lots of midfielders available, and we should be moving on them. We really should. Please do smash the like on the video. Michael Collins says Pogba and 75 million for Mbappe. He could be our saviour, says Michael Collins. Yeah, but why is he going to come to Manchester United? Why is he going to come to Manchester United? And welcome to Anine Christian K. Thank you, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Sky West Ham have said that Declan Rice is not for sale, says Hamish Major. Yeah, but you know, you're quoting Sky there, and on the screen there you've got a contradictory story, or have you? Are United still in for Wan Bissaka? Not what stands out to me is we're 9 days into this Wan Bissaka story and we're still no further forward, and that's fine if we've only got to sign one player, but we haven't. We've got to sign 6. And last season, remember Liverpool last season, before the one that's just over, they were nowhere near the title. Then last season they had a really good transfer window because they bought depth in the midfield and they got a decent goalkeeper. They signed Fabinho in May. They signed Naby Keita before the season was even over. They got Alisson and Shaqiri in mid-July. So, and that was a World Cup summer, and Shaqiri and Alisson were playing in the World Cup. So realistically, that just shows you how slow we are, because we're in the middle of June. Well, we're nearly the end of June. There is no World Cup. The transfer window has been open for over a month, and we've signed a backup left winger from the Championship. We're being very, very slow. We're being very, very slow, and I hope it will improve very quickly. Anyway, there is an 8 o'clock show tonight. I really enjoyed doing that video today. Really enjoyed doing that. It's nice just to focus on a little bit of news around the right back thing and interact. So thank you everybody for that. Really enjoyed the video and the interaction. You know, don't normally want to do videos at this time of the day, but I did enjoy it, and I hope you did as well. Please do smash a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new. The road to 500k for the United Stands, that massive party we've got planned in August. Hopefully some of you will fly in from Europe and beyond as well, so we want to sort of get that planned out. Toby Ajibola says, why Manchester United is not in for 21-year-old Lucas Paqueta of AC Milan is beyond me. He will cost a fortune if we don't get him now. Well, we won't ever get him, Toby, will we? So that, at least that's not ever going to be a problem. Thanks, everyone. No FIFA today. FIFA's back tomorrow. We do that at 1:30 on That's Football. And I will see Carabao Cup final, isn't it? Going for the quadruple on that. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Love you all. Love you, Adam, as well. Adam Smith. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Get your comments in below on the right back situation. Lots to discuss. Hopefully, this Wan Bissaka thing will just get sorted now. We can't waste any more days on it. We're up to day 10 tomorrow. Thanks for watching.